Hey gang, Scott here. Welcome to In Post and thanks for joining me. So as is tradition on In Post, I'm working on a photo that I captured during the field outing that I shared on the corresponding In the Field episode. A slightly different photo than what I showed you in that previous video, and if you didn't see it, check it out, link in the show notes here. But I'm going to go through one of the things that I did on several of the images from this outing, and it had to do with color, just addressing some not color cast, more like color corrections. And Lightroom recently added a color mixer tool to Lightroom, and it's great for this type of work. And let me just show you how it goes. So what I have in this image, it's mostly done. I would just like the reds and oranges of the hoodoos to be a little brighter, a little richer, I should say, not brighter, richer. And then in the lower part of the photo, there is this very strong blue color cast to the snow that's in shadow, and I want to correct that. So these are color corrections, right? And so what I'm thinking of off the cuff is masking and using color ranges, and that's what I would have normally reached for. And you can do this kind of thing in any tool that you're using that offers color range masks. Lightroom has it, On One has it. Just choosing a color range and then adjusting your hue, your saturation, or your luminance. Well, Lightroom recently added in a color mixer, right? They've kind of rebranded HSL to color mixer, but they have this point color option, which really does simplify the workflow for Lightroom. Now, I can do this with masking as well in Lightroom, but here I don't think I'm going to need it. So first, I'm just going to hover the picker over certain areas of the photo, and as you can see in the point color, you get the full spectrum of colors. And as you move around from, say, the deeper oranges to the lighter orange/yellow, I'm watching where that little pin in the color spectrum moves around. But so somewhere in between the two of those, then I have a range slider. What I really like is visualize range. I mean, this is very nice because now I can see, well, what is getting affected. Anything that's not goes to black and white. In a snowy image, it doesn't look like much changed, but notice how the trees and the shadows and things, they kind of went to pure black or pure white. And then you can adjust the range to see, less or more. And I was pretty happy with right about where it was because I want to make sure I keep some of the snow caps, like in this here. Well, that's 200%. Let's back that off a little bit. Turning off the range. This has got a dusting of snow on it. I don't want to overly saturate that, but I might increase the range a little bit if I push it really far. You can see, pull it back, push it really far. You can see how it's bringing in some of those highlights there. So I like that. And then just the color work. You can do things in the color bands here, either increase or decrease luminance, saturation. I just tend to work with the sliders, but you'll see how they work. If I take saturation, you'll notice that the pin in the middle goes higher, increasing saturation. That is, of course, way too much for my taste. I like subtle adjustments. Luminosity, you'll see that move the pin on the right-hand column up and down, and I'll nudge luminosity down a little bit. And then the hue shift, that'll nudge the color either more toward yellow, so toward the right, or more toward reds, toward the left. And for this photo, I like a little bit more of a red tint. So I'm kind of doing all of that, before. Well, let's turn off the visualize range for a better before and after. Before and after, just adding that increase to the hoodoos. Now, what's really nice about the color mixer is normally if I were working with the masks in Lightroom and choosing a color range, I'd need to go create another one, choose a new color range, go through the, kind of the half-baked HSL selective adjustments we had in Lightroom. Well, now I have the picker again, and I can choose this bluish tone down here in the shadows. And I'll click on that, visualize it, and it is really, just going on down here, tiny bits up in the upper right corner. But because this is the nature of this photo, this blue is only in the bottom. I don't even need to bother with the masking. And so here I just want to take saturation and pull it down. And at this point, I'm watching the photo. I'm not watching the colors on the right-hand side, just to take that blue out of there. And so those two things summed up, before and after. I've been doing this on quite a bit of the photos I captured in Bryce because of the nature of a lot of white snow. I want the reds of those hoodoos to come through, the oranges rather, and shadowed snow had this very strong blue cast on a clear blue sky day. So these couple of types of adjustments, and in certain photos like this one, I didn't even need to use the masking for it. But I hope you found the video helpful or useful, and if you got questions, drop them below. Until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.